And we're going to lift and lengthen. So if you do feel like you're rounding through the lower back, then you want to sit onto a few cushions and shuffle the hips a little bit. Make sure that you're sat on your sitting bones. Get rid of any fidgety movements that you might have or need, any itches. And let's close down the eyes. Take a few deep breaths together. And as we find some stillness, focus on that natural breath, either through the nose or mouth. And it's really important in yoga to check in with the body in every pose. So if we begin in this seated position, just checking in, seeing how you feel today. If you're feeling like you've got a lot of energy, you can take this practice dynamic and strong. Or if you like to, there's always options to go a little bit slower and gentle. Okay, so keeping a neutral spine, we're going to bring some movement into the body now. Gently circling the head round in one direction. And back the other way. Bringing the head back to center. Nice. Bringing the hands either on the knees or either side of you, whichever you prefer. Let's just work through the shoulders. We can do some gentle rolls, bringing the shoulders up and away from the ears. I don't know if you guys have been sat at the desk today. This should feel quite nice. And then you can roll the opposite direction, getting a bit of blood flow into the upper body. And then relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears. So we're going to start with the upper traps, the muscles that connect the skull down onto the shoulder. So you can lengthen out your right arm, gently bring the fingertips onto the floor. Take a big breath in as we lift and lengthen. And we're going to lower the left ear down towards the shoulder. Finding a gentle stretch through this upper trap. You can close down the eyes and just check in and see how that feels. As you take a breath in, try and take a deeper breath out, releasing off some tension, creating some space from the ear to shoulder. From here, using your right hand to gently help the head come back to center. Inhale as we lift and lengthen, let's go straight onto the other side. Relaxing the ear down towards the shoulder, reaching out with the opposite hand. Maybe close down the eyes. And just notice if this side is a little bit tighter or looser. Taking a long breath out, feeling the stretch. And again, let's use the hand to support the head and bring it back to center. Bringing the body round now. So we're going to come round to all fours. Knees come underneath the hips, hands come underneath the shoulders, looking for tabletop. And we're going to start with a few gentle cat-cows. So this one is working through flexion and extension through the spine. I think all of you have done this movement with me before. Just looking for anterior and posterior tilt in the pelvis. So really tuck the pelvis under at the top in your cat position and slowly lower, lifting the tailbone up in your cow. And if you haven't done much movement today, take these first few cat-cows gentle, and then you might notice you begin to create bigger shapes as the reps increase. As you move through this one, inhale as you lower down into your cow, and exhale as you round into your cat. From here, let's push all the way up to the top. We're going to round the spine, tuck the chin into your cat pose. And let's just rock side to side, feeling the upper back release and stretch. Keeping the arms straight and strong. Rocking side to side, relaxing the head down. And on your next exhale, let's bring the hips back. Lengthen out the arms into your first child pose. Ground in the hands, allow the head to relax on the floor. And again, on this one, you can rock side to side. It feels quite nice to release off the lower back. If it's too intense in the shoulders, you can bring your arms either side of the legs. And if you want to go a little bit lower with the chest, you can bring your knees wider. But always find the pose and shuffle around if you need to for your own body type. Everyone's going to look and feel different. Notice where the hips lie. They might be lifted or your hips might be touching the heels. Taking a big breath in into the belly. Feel the belly press on the thighs. And let's take a long exhalation out. And just be aware you can come back to this pose at any point during the practice. On your next inhale, let's bring it back up to tabletop. We're going to find a neutral spine now. So in between cat-cow, we're going to tuck the toes and just hover the knees off the mat. Just an inch off the mat. This is going to wake up the shoulders. Should feel the belly button pull through to the spine. So you're engaging the core muscles and then also the thighs. On your next exhale, let's lift the hips, find your first down dog. So the hips are high. We can spread the hands, engage the shoulders so they're coming away from the ears, and we can walk through your legs. Let's make some gentle steps, loosening off the back of the thighs, bending into one knee at a time. You really want to lift and lengthen the tailbone up towards the sky here. On your next exhale, let's walk the feet all the way up towards the hands, coming into your first forward fold. Again, just notice where the hands drop, the shoulders relax towards the floor. And if you can, tuck the chin and allow the spine to completely relax. Bend and soften into the knees here if you need to. On your next exhale, let's slowly roll up through your spine, leaving your head last, giving your shoulders a little shake if you need to. If anyone feels lightheaded from coming up from that inversion, just take a breather here if you need to. Spreading the toes, engage the front of the body. So we take a big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. We're going to hold this halfway lift for 3 breaths. Just to go over technique, with the hands, they can come onto your shins as long as the spine's neutral. If you're feeling flexible, you can lower the hands towards the floor. Come up higher if you need to. Shoulders are away from the ears, chin is tucked. On your next exhale, let's ground the hands, spread the fingers and step into your first plank. Again, we're going to hold this one to really focus on technique. Pushing up through your shoulders, we're going to tuck the tailbone, engage the front of the thighs. Your pectoral muscles are engaged here also. On your next exhale, lower the knees, bend into the arms and slowly bring the chest down onto the floor. Untuck the toes, and we're going to come into your first Sphinx. So this is a mini back bend, spreading the fingers, take a big breath in as we lift and lengthen through the chest. So with this one, think about bringing the shoulders away from the ears, tuck the tailbone under and engage the inner thighs. On your next exhale, gently release. Hands come underneath the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together as we push up onto your knees. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips and come straight into your downward facing dog. Hold in for 3 breaths. Soften the knees here if you need to. Try and find that length in the spine and keep the shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, let's step your right foot in between the hands. High lunge. Use your hands for support if you need to. Ground the hands either side of this front foot, lower the back knee. Take a big breath in as we reach up with the arms, low lunge. Exhale as we lower this right arm down. So we're reaching up with that left arm, find a nice stretch on the side of the hip, and really relax down with that hand. And again, if anyone's sat at the desk during the day, these hip flexor muscles do become tight. So breathe into that area. On your next exhale, let's slowly release. Bringing the hands either side of this front foot. Inhale as we tuck the back toes, lift the back leg into your high lunge. Exhale as we slowly reach up with this right arm. So we're going to come into a twist. Looking back at that right hand, let's make some gentle circles through the wrist. Releasing off a bit of tension. Staying strong in the legs. And on your next exhale, slowly lower. Inhale as we lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale as we lift the hips into your triangle. Let's hold for 5 breaths, keeping the hips square, keep and lengthen the spine, and with the hands, try and stay nice and light on the fingertips. Notice how this one feels. You can soften that front knee if you need to. And on the next exhale, let's step that back foot forwards. Again, bend into the knees here, relax the head, shake out the arms, and let's roll back up through the spine, bringing you up to standing. Big breath in, let's reach the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Hands to floor, step or jump into your plank. Lower the knees if you need to, or try to lower on your toes this time. Either find that same Sphinx pose, or hands can ground under the shoulders, and we can push up into a cobra. You can keep the elbows bent or push up to straight arms. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Big breath in and exhale as we bring it back down. Bringing the hands under the shoulders if they're not already. Pressing up onto your knees, mini push up. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Holding for 3 breaths. You can always choose child pose here if you need to. Really nice, guys, looking really strong. On your next exhale, let's step the left foot through, high lunge. Use that left hand if you need to. Ground the back knee, take a big breath in as we reach up with the arms. Exhale as we lower your left hand down. Again, focusing on that right hip. Take 3 breaths here. Think about tucking the tailbone under. And exhale, release. Hands either side of this front leg. Tuck the back toes. Inhale as we lengthen into your high lunge. Exhale as we reach up with your left arm. Twist and lengthen through the spine. And again, let's work through that wrist. Gentle circles. And slowly lowering your next exhale. Inhale as we lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we lift the hips, stand in triangle. Keep the hips square as much as feels comfortable. So try and bring that right hip towards the front. Bend into both knees if you need to. Let's hold for another 3 breaths. Stay nice and light on the fingertips and relax the head towards that front knee. And on your next exhale, let's step it forwards. Give your arms another shake and let's roll it up through your spine, leaving the head last. I'm going to go through Warrior 2 technique just so I can add it into a flow. So we're going to keep the feet where they are. We'll step the left foot back, so your right foot's forward. And let's go into Warrior 1 first. So high lunge, like we've done before, or on your back toes. Tuck the tailbone. And you want that front knee just over that front ankle. With your back foot, either stay here or you can ground the foot into a Warrior 1. Let's reach up with the arms and find this balance. Breathing into the belly, shoulders away from the ears. And on your next exhale, let's see how Warrior 2 feels. So changing that back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat, shoulders away from the ears, and bend into this right leg. Really nice. Nice and strong in the arms, taking a big breath into the belly. And on your next exhale, let's windmill the arms all the way around, either side of this right foot, and square up that back hip. We're now going to lower the back knee. Take a big breath in as you lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we rock it back. And we're just going to rock it forwards and back, loosening off the hips. Low runner's lunge. From here, bringing it back into your low lunge. Bring that front knee just over the ankle. Lift and lengthen that back leg, high lunge. We're now going to ground the hands and practice to shoot this front foot back and go straight into your chaturanga. So strong in the arms, shoot the front foot back into your plank. Lower the knees if you need to. Pull through to your cobra or sphinx pose. And then let's bring it back into your child pose for 3 breaths. Relax the head. Rocking the hips side to side if you need to. And now we're going to add that into a flow and see how you feel. So inhale as we come up to all fours, tucking the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. From here, let's lift your right leg, 3-legged dog. Bring that leg all the way through into your high lunge. Inhale as we slowly reach up, finding that balance, warrior 1 if you like. Exhale as we find warrior 2, bending into your right knee, grounding that front foot. From here, let's bend into your right elbow, reach up and over with the left. And on your next exhale, let's reverse your warrior. So keeping the legs where they are, we're going to slowly lower this left hand all the way down the left leg, reach up and over with the right. And then from here, let's windmill all the way around. Either side of that right foot, square up that left leg, high lunge. From here, ground the hands, shoot the front foot back, your chaturanga. And let's go straight into your downward facing dog, hips high. From here, step, hop or jump, feet to hands. Find your forward fold. Nice. In this position, you can hold onto the elbows, that feels quite nice. Relax the head and rock it side to side. Really nice way to release off tension. When you're feeling super relaxed, let's drop the arms and really slowly, 1 vertebra at a time, roll up through your spine. Let's take a big breath in, just bring the hands together, close down the eyes for Tadasana, stand in balance. Taking 5 deep breaths, checking in with the body, little bit of stillness, allowing the shoulders to come away from the ears. Reconnecting with the breath. And then when you're ready, let's step this right leg back. So find a warrior 1 on this left side. Tucking the tailbone, really focus on technique. Stay in tune with the breath, reaching up with the arms. You can even try and close down the eyes on this one. Test your balance. And exhale as we find warrior 2. So making sure that knee stays out, hands in line with the shoulders, really good. Taking 3 deep breaths. You can look over that left arm. On your next exhale, let's windmill the arms all the way around. Either side of this left foot, square up that back hip. Lower the right knee, untuck the toes. Take a big breath in as we lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we bring it back. Gently rocking through your low runner's lunge. Keeping that front knee soft. And finding your low lunge. Knee just over the ankle. Let's tuck the back toes, lift the back leg and find your high lunge. Again, ground in the hands. Take a big breath in as we shoot the front foot back. Find your chaturanga. Bending into the arms, pull through to your up dog. And exhale as we bring the hips back into your child pose. Relax the head. Take a few breaths here, and you can always add in some extra stretches if you need to. So we're going to add that now into your flow on this side. Inhale as we find all fours. Tucking the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, let's lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Inhale as we bring that leg all the way through, high lunge. Big breath in as we reach up into your high lunge. Or warrior one, find your breath. Exhale as we find warrior two. Shoulders away from the ears, nice and strong. Stay in here as we bend into that left arm, reach up and over with the right. Feel the side body really lift and lengthen, shoulders away from the ears. Big breath in as you lengthen through the spine. Exhale as you keep the legs where they are. Lower that right hand down, reach up and over with the left. Reverse warrior. Big breath in, exhale as we ground the hands either side of your front foot, squaring up that back leg. Inhale as we shoot the front foot back, your chaturanga or child pose. Inhale as you pull through to your cobra. Exhale as we bring it back into your child pose. Relax the head, rocking the hips side to side. You might notice that the heart rate's elevated at the moment, so take a few deep breaths. Nice, so that was a nice dynamic flow that you can work through in your own time if you'd ever like to practice. We're now going to focus on lengthening the hips around the back now. So we've done a lot through the hip flexors. We're going to work through the glutes and hamstrings. On your next inhale, let's bring it up to all fours. So we're going to step the right foot outside of the right hand for a low lunge. Okay, nice and light on the fingertips. We're going to take a breath in as we lift and lengthen the spine. Allow the knee to go over the toes, and exhale as we gently rock it back. So we did this earlier, the low runner's lunge. Now we're a little bit wider, more of a squat position. Again, keep that front knee soft when you bring it back. And try and keep the heel on the mat or on the floor when you come forwards. Try not to lift the heel too much. Nice, we're just loosening off the hips now, and you should feel it in the back of that front leg as you bring it back. On your next exhale, we're going to bring it into this low lunge. We're going to find lizard lunge. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we hold it here for 5 breaths. You can either choose this position or drop down onto the elbows, or you can come into a twist. We haven't done any twisting yet, so just be gentle through the spine as you reach for that back foot. I've got my right hand, left foot, okay? Wherever you are, relax into it. Find your breath. Wherever you are, let's slowly ground the hands in line with the shoulders. We're going to tuck the back toes and gently bring that front foot back. Okay, inhale as we come forwards, exhale as we bring the hips back. So you're keeping the toes tucked, we're just realigning the hips and working through a gentle toe squat. Making sure all the toes are tucked under. Inhale as you come forwards, exhale as you bring it back. Keep working through this one, or you can add a little bit more weight and come into a full toe squat. Tucking all the toes under. If it feels too intense, just lift the hips. Let's relax the shoulders and hold for 5 breaths. In your own time, slowly come on out. Bring some blood back to the feet. Maybe you circle through the ankles. If you want to stretch out the front of the ankles, you can point the toes and lift the knees. That feels really nice. So we're doing an opposite stretch. And then from here, let's bring it back to all fours. We're going to bring the knees wide now and the hands in front of the shoulders. So there's a big gap in between the hands and knees. Take a big breath in as we reach up with the right arm, open the chest, and exhale as we bring it through for thread the needle. Bringing the palm to face up, keep the hips high, and slowly unwind. Inhale as we twist, reaching up with that right arm. Exhale as we bring it through. Working through two more. Big breath in, staying strong through that left hand. Reach, reach, reach. Might find that you go a little bit deeper with every rep. And slowly release. Bringing both hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to lengthen out this right leg now. So the right foot comes in line with the hip. Bend into the knee as much as you need to. With the spine, we're going to find a neutral spine. Lift the tailbone up. Head stays in line with the spine as we gently bring the hips back. Inhale as you come forwards. Exhale as we bring it back. So we're now lengthening the muscles through the inner thigh. See how this feels for you. This way. And then on your next exhale, let's gently walk the hands in. So we're going to lift and lengthen through the spine. We're in this nice triangle shape. Big breath in as you lengthen. Let's lower this right hand all the way down the right leg and reach up and over with the left. So we're coming into a nice side stretch. Really good, guys. Shoulders away from the ears. Big breath in. And exhale as we lower that left hand all the way down. So it comes in line with the shoulder. Okay, you can either stay here or reach up with that right arm and lift this right leg. So engage in that right glute. Feel that glute engage and keep this balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower. Slowly unwind. Let's work through one more. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. Exhale as we gently bring it down. Feeling that nice side bend. Imagine you're in a corridor, you're not going forwards or back. Just lowering it down. And exhale as we slowly unwind. Again, ground that hand, reach up with the right. Maybe lift the leg and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on out. Bring the body round to all fours. Keep that neutral spine as we tuck the toes. We're going to hop on the knees again like we did at the start. The knees come just off the mat for another 10 seconds. Really good strength exercise. Keep the head in line with the spine. And big breath in. On your next exhale, let's lift the hips and find your downward facing dog. From here, you can step, hop or jump, feet to hands into your forward fold. Relax the head, shake out the shoulders, and let's slowly roll up through your spine. Big breath in as we reach the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Hands to floor, step or jump your chaturanga. So lowering down, pulling through to your up dog. And then let's bring it back into your child pose, relaxing the head. We're going to work through the other side now. Make any stretches now if you need to. Checking in with the body. On your next inhale, let's bring it up to all fours. Stepping the left foot outside of the left hand. Gently rocking it forwards and exhale as you bring it back. Keeping that front knee soft. You should feel this one loosening off the hips and again getting into the hamstrings as we bring the hips back. When you're ready, let's go into your lizard lunge. So relaxing both legs, either stay on your hands, drop onto the elbows, or you can reach with that left hand towards the foot. Okay, whichever feels good for you. If it's too intense, then just come on out, but we're going to hold it for 5 breaths. Try and stay with it, and you're always just looking for your own edge, nothing too intense. Taking 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, slowly come up onto the hands. Be really mindful as you gently bring that front foot back. Find all fours. Again, stepping the hands in front of the shoulders, knees are wide. We're going to take a big breath in as we reach up with your left arm. And exhale as we bring it through. Palm to face up. Keeping the hips high. Let's work through a couple more of these. Feels really good in the spine, the upper back. Lovely. And coming back to all fours when you're ready. So this left leg's going to come out now, in line with the hips. Keep the knees soft if you need to, and let's gently rock it forwards and back, keeping the head in line with the spine. With the pelvis, think about lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, rather than tucking it under. And nice and slowly, let's walk the hands in. So we've got this nice triangle position. Taking a big breath in as we lengthen through the spine. Slowly lower that left hand down. Let's reach up and over with the right. Coming into that nice side bend. And slowly exhale. Lowering this right hand down in line with the knee and the shoulder. Maybe lift that left leg. Really nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower. Let's work through one more. Big breath in as you lengthen. Exhale as we drop it down. Open up the side body. On your next inhale, slowly come on out. Control that right hand down. Lift and lengthen your left leg. Really good. Keep it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly release. Coming around to all fours. Working through one more vinyasa flow. Tapping the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. From here, step, hop or jump, feet to hands. Find your forward fold. And let's bring it up. Slowly roll up through your spine. So take this one as slow or as fast as you like, and you can always skip out the up dog and come straight into child pose. Inhale as we reach the arms up. Take a big breath in. Exhale everything out as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ground the hands, step or jump. Lower the knees if you need to. Pull through to your up dog or sphinx pose. And lift the hips in down dog or child pose. Wherever you are, take 3 breaths before we come onto the mat. And then in your own time, lower the knees and let's bring the body round onto the back. So we're going to bend into the legs, the feet come in line with the hips now. Let's just take a moment on the floor, relaxing the head, allow the hips to relax. And just relax the shoulders towards the floor, okay? So if you feel like you're not relaxing, let's take a big breath in and a longer breath out. Couple more, big breath in and long breath out. And as the body begins to relax, allow the mind to calm. So if you feel like you're becoming distracted, just bring your awareness back to your breath. You might notice that your neck muscles are tight, your muscles around the jaw or temples. Just relax that area. Feeling the head and shoulders become heavy and relaxed towards the floor. You might feel a natural curve in the spine. Notice where the hips sit. And then with the legs, we're going to gently bring the knees up towards your chest. So you're just hugging into the knees. You might feel a gentle stretch through your lower back. And on the next exhale, we're going to lower both knees towards the right. You can pop the hands on the legs, but if you would like a stretch in the shoulders, bring the hands in line with the shoulders, palms facing down. If your legs don't touch the floor or the hands don't reach, then pop some cushions underneath for support. And you can look over that left shoulder, away from the legs if that feels okay in your neck. Taking some deep breaths here, feeling the lower back release. And twists are really good for a self-massage, getting the internal organs to relax, the digestive system. So try not to hold on to any tension around the core area. It's really easy day to day to tighten up your tummy muscles. Just really relax into it. And if you would like to go deeper, you can lengthen this top leg. Bring it up towards your right hand. So as we lie in a bit of stillness, just check in with the body, notice any tension. Again, maybe around the jaw area, the neck, the shoulders. Just see if you can relax that area with your next exhale. And then really gently, let's bend into that top leg if it's lengthened out, and bring both knees back up towards your chest. You can hug back into the legs, give yourself a little squeeze. And then in your own time, lower down to the other side. Again, reaching out with the arm. You can lengthen out that top leg to get an extra stretch in the hamstrings. Reconnecting with the breath and looking over that shoulder as long as it feels comfortable in the neck. In your own time, let's slowly unwind and bring both knees to center. So keeping the head and shoulders relaxed, we're going to find happy baby, reaching 2 fingers and thumb around your big toe, or for the soles of the feet, the arms are on the inside of the legs. On your exhale, you're going to lengthen the legs out. Keeping the knees bent if you need to, and you can rock side to side if that feels good. Releasing off a bit of tension through the inner thighs, relaxing the arms. Allowing everything just to completely relax. So in these longer stretches, these yin type stretches, you want to find a comfortable edge where you can hold it for a while. And I sort of recommend to people that you want to be doing this in front of the TV, like these longer, slow held stretches to keep up with your mobility. When you're ready, we're going to release the feet and slowly bring the legs up in line with the hips. Again, keep the head and shoulders relaxed. And with the legs now, we're just going to find a balance point where your femur bone is sitting in your hips, and your femur bone is the biggest bone in the body. So we're just going to find a subtle balance where the knees are soft, the ankles are soft. And we're just increasing circulation here. The legs are high, really good for getting rid of any waste products if anyone goes out for long runs or walks. The build-up of inflammation and lactic acid can cause pain. So this is a really good one to do if you ever feel you get that. It's also nice against the wall if you do have a little bit longer. You pop your feet up against the wall. So if you guys have got your balance here and it's feeling okay to hold, let's stay with it for another few breaths. You can also lift up the arms. And again, that's really good for circulation. So the humerus bone, your arm bone is just sitting. And again, just see if you can find that balance point where it's effortless to stay. Might look a little bit funny, but it's okay. And then really slowly bend into the knees just to bring the blood back to the feet, nice and slow. And again, with the hands, you can squeeze into the legs and rock side to side. You can circle off the ankles just to bring the blood back, get a bit of movement into the legs. Really nice. We're going to do a few rock and rolls coming back up to seated. So engaging the tummy muscles, rolling through the spine. If you're on a hard floor, it's a really nice little massage through the back. So we're going to come into pigeon to finish. I don't think we've done this one in a while. So you can either come into a nice 90-90 position. Again, it's a yin stretch. We're holding it for about 2 to 3 minutes. If you're in this position, this is reclined pigeon. It's going to lengthen off the glutes and hamstrings. Or you try and square up the back hip. Okay, so this is your pigeon. Flexing your front foot. Pop a cushion underneath that front leg if you feel like you're hanging around through the joint. Making sure this front knee is safe and comfortable. Wherever you are, let's take a big breath in through the spine. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly lower down onto the forearms. And wherever you are, let's relax the head and the shoulders towards the floor. So this one's quite a big stretch. There's a lot of big muscles that are being lengthened in this one. If it's too intense at any point, just come on out. But if you can, try and breathe through it. Really focus on that breath. Closing down the eyes. You're about halfway. Make any changes if you need to. And keeping everything soft and gentle as we slowly come on out. So you can ground the hands, you can make any sort of stretch in between, maybe a child pose, maybe a down dog, just walking through the legs, realigning the hips. And in your own time, let's step it straight onto the other side. So just notice that one side might be tighter or looser. So ease your way into it, add in any cushions if you need to. Relax the head and the shoulders. Again, focusing in on the breath. Nice, we're about halfway. Make any changes if you need to. And again, being really mindful as we slowly come on out. So the body is really relaxed, so be really gentle as we bring in some movement. And let's just bring it back to child pose before we go back down onto the back of the body. So relaxing down again, just realign the hips. You can rock it side to side. Taking a moment here. And like we did on the start, just see where the hips lie. Maybe they've dropped a little bit lower. Yeah, nice and gentle, let's bring it round. So we're going to finish on the back of the body. If you've got different position you would like to go into, feel free, but we're just going to find a neutral position with the spine coming into your Savasana. So if you're feeling cold, maybe add a blanket or cushion for support for the head or hips if you like. But if you're happy just lying down on the floor, then yeah, just relax the legs. The hands can either go either side of you, or you can put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And close down the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Bring your attention to the present moment, anything you might hear in the distance, maybe just my voice. Just really acknowledge the senses now. So we're relaxing the body. Notice any smells maybe, any feelings that might come up. So if you do feel tight in the shoulders whilst you're led here, that might be a little bit of anxiety or stress. So we're going to work through a little breathing technique and just see if you can relax those shoulders even more. So we're going to start with one breath, then work through 2 breaths, then 3 breaths, working your way up to 10. You can count the breaths with me. I'll go through the first couple with you. So if you've got one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, relax the spine and try and breathe into that bottom hand. It's really important to get a full breath in and a full breath out. Okay, so taking the first breath in and exhale for 1. Taking your breath in and exhale for 2, 1. Next breath in and exhale for 2, 2. Next breath in and exhale for 3, 1. Working your way up, 3, 2, all the way up to 10. Leaving you in silence for a few minutes. If you lose count or reach 10, just begin again at 1. 10 is not your goal, the current breath and the awareness is your goal. Okay, you're more than welcome to stay here, and I can turn your screen off. But if you're ready to, take some big breaths in, wake the body up a little bit, add in some gentle movements through the ankles and toes. You can bring the knees up and just really slowly roll onto one side and use the hands for support to bring yourself up into a comfortable seat. Like we did at the start, just lift and lengthen through the spine. And you're all done. Well done, guys. Thanks for joining in.